Hi, my name is Dee Williams, and I show professionals just like you how to start your very own niche recruitment and staffing agency business. And every Wednesday night from 9 to 9:15, I come in to YouTube, into my YouTube community, our YouTube community, and we talk niche recruitment and staffing. So if you are thinking about starting your very own niche recruitment and staffing agency business, you are ready to quit your 9 to 5 and to step out there and to start something brand new. If you are passionate about building new ideas, if you're passionate about the economy, if you are passionate about matching people, like these are all the perfect. If you're passionate about technology, if you're passionate about changing an industry, changing the way things currently look in an industry, giving it a new outlook. And, if you're passionate about, legacy, building a legacy, having a business that's not just a fly by night. I have nothing against multi-level marketing businesses, but when you're talking about recruitment and staffing, this is a whole different level. And it doesn't just go away, right? These are connections and contacts you'll have for your lifetime. And this business can really be what you want it to be. It can look the way you want it to look. And so this is what we talk about. This is what I talk about. So as tradition, so far that we're kind of developing, tell us where you are. Tell us who you are. What's your niche? What state are you representing? What niche are you representing? And the lines are open for you to ask questions about your business. You can sponsor a question using the super chat button, which I hope you do. And and we're getting started now. Give me 1 second while you guys are putting in. Let me know where you are. Hold on 1 second here. There we go. I want to be able to see you, and sometimes I can't see you from the other view. There we go. All right. We got Oklahoma City in the building. Tasha, how are you? It's good to have you here, Tasha. Thank you so much for being here. We have Sid from Memphis, Tennessee. How are you? Thanks for being here, Sid. All right, we have Chris from Enterprise Staffing in Alpharetta. All right, Chris, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask away. And while you're putting those questions in the box, I'm going to just bring up something. You're going to see a couple of articles that I'm going to do some commentary on coming up in the next couple of posts. And I just want to remind you guys just how powerful Google News truly is, just how powerful it is. Everything that you're thinking about, especially when you're thinking about starting a niche, right? What type of niche business should I get into? How should I niche? How deep should I niche, right? I'm sorry. I want to make sure I get so caught up. I don't even show you guys all the great things that I'm sharing with you. I want to share with you. Give me 1 second, please. I don't want you to just see my face. I'm showing you some more value. Okay, hold on for a second. Let me get this going. Okay, screen share. Okay, we'll do it this way. And there you go. I think you can see my screen now. And okay, good. So let's do it that way. And so here you go. And Google News, right? Jobs to fill is what I put in. And it just gives me 5 million results of articles that have come up that are where companies are talking about the jobs that they need filled, that they have opened, where someone's writing an article about an industry regarding jobs. So if you're wondering what is my niche, or what can I niche in, or what should my niche be, especially if you're working on a smaller budget, or especially if you're looking to have a niche agency that allows larger profits, right? You definitely want to you may want to look at this as a resource, right, to find out what's going on in the market. Let me get over to the questions here really quickly. Okay, great. All right, let me answer some questions here. My niche is business analyst, and I'm in the healthcare space. That's awesome. Business analyst is a great niche. Shakina from Philadelphia. Hey, Shakina, how are you? Teach to this education services. I like that name. Give me some. High five on that. That's some fire right there. Oh man. Let me just see. Beautiful name. Hey D, what is the maximum niche, a startup niche staffing, recruitment, staffing? The maximum amount, the maximum niche. I when you say the maximum niche, you mean how many niche agency? I mean, how many niche positions, right? Because you want to think your niche is the number of positions that you can fill easily and immediately. So when I think it depends on how many people are in the company, but if I'm a one-man firm, I definitely don't think that I want to take on a whole industry, right? I think I would probably like to specialize in maybe one good thing, one, maybe two or three, but I could probably really establish myself very well if I focus on one, good position title and dominate the industry with that title. And let everyone know that you're the, person to come to, right? When they have a need for, in Shan's instance, Shanika's instance, substitute teachers. You understand? Everyone would know to go to, what was the beautiful name? Teach to this education services to get their substitute teachers. She's got her finger on the pulse. She knows all the substitute teachers. She not only knows them, she has relationships with them. She can get them to go find other substitute teachers that nobody else can find. Do you see what I'm saying? Like that's your niche. Now, if she's doing substitute teachers and such and such and such and such, that's fine. But she's also going to want to build the same type of relationship with each of those models, each of those pipelines of people. So if you're a one person agency, the idea is yes, you're one person, but for most of you, you're going to want to grow, right? And so you start off one person, one niche position. You get somebody else on, give them an additional niche. You understand what I'm saying? Another that falls in line with the first one that you did. Then you bring another third person on, then they have a niche. And now you're becoming a full-fledged agency. Do you understand what I'm saying? Organically taking over the industry, one niche position at a time. Depending on, again, hopefully all of them are kind of like in the same umbrella. So if you're doing business analysts in the healthcare space, then naturally your next niche may want to be, you may want to do data analysts, or you may want to do project managers, and then program managers, right? And so you keep it in the same family. That way, instead of a company later on having to just get business analysts from you, they can get everything from you. And now you've officially taken the big guys out of business. You are now the big guys in your niche space. Can you see that? Okay. Yeah, I don't, and the thing is that, even three sounds like it's not enough to some people, but think about it. If you have, if there are even, and I was using this example earlier, if there were even just 800 open positions online that represented, out of all the businesses in the world, only 800 are open. Let's say only 800. If you're a one-man firm, you would never fill 800 positions by yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? So in the thought process of that in itself, that's plenty. That's wealth. That's a wealth of positions that you have the opportunity to fill. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because really you're thinking you'll fill anywhere from 25 to 150. That's aggressive in your first year by yourself, depending on whether you're just doing direct hire contract. So you see what I'm saying? So that's still not 800. So if you only focus on one position, you still have way plenty. And then you can continue to grow around that and just like really organically grow your business. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope that was helpful. Yes, Alabama is in the house representing. Y'all know I just love Wednesdays. Substitute teachers are great. Oh, does your niche have to be an industry or can it be a type of individuals you're helping? Example, disabled veterans. It can be disabled veterans for sure. 100% for sure. The thing is what's your spin on the disabled veterans? Like, are we just, so like, what types of positions, are these disabled veterans coming in under? Because, there's some that service governmental type positions. There's some that service more community. So you're still going to have to define, I believe, you're still, because you're small, when you get bigger, you have so much more leg room to do so much more. But starting out, you still will have to find kind of that area, that space. And maybe it is, you just defining this space and then training working with companies to provide some type of training for the disabled veterans so that they can easily come into, that line of work or what have you. So you may create that niche, does that make sense? Daniette? It's very doable. I think it's great. And there are people out there who have disabled veteran staffing agencies. But I think you want to give it a little more direction in addition to that. Tell us a little bit more about it. What makes it dynamic? What do you think of government contracts for minority women? Go for it. 100%. Government contracts. So if it depends on what your passion is, right? I definitely think it's important to add government contracting onto your business model. If you have a yes contract right now. If you don't have a yes contract right now, I believe that that's something, or having that potential, that's something you should add on to your business after you've established yourself on the commercial side, because government money comes in a little bit slower than commercial money. And you're going to want your commercial infrastructure to be set up very well first before you start bringing in you start working on the government side. So you'll always have a cushion, if that makes sense. But I would definitely not advise anybody. I wouldn't tell anybody not to do government. Yes, do it. Definitely. And definitely contracts for minority women as well. I mean, the government gives great incentives for companies looking to hire minorities. And in some instances, it is even mandatory, if they want to do business with the government, that they have to work with a minority-owned company. So yes, that's very important. Y'all are on fire tonight. I see we have some folks here that are passionate about their niche recruitment and staffing agency business. So in the next couple of hours, I'm fixing something up for you guys and for some of the members in my academy. So I have a free gift that I'm giving away to you guys, which is coming up in a video shortly. So be on the lookout for that. I'm posting some videos and some commentary because I'm watching some of the things that are going on online. And I think it's important that we all have a greater perspective of how powerful this niche is. This is a real movement. You guys you may not see it yet, but it really is. But we've got to have some perspective around this niche. And I'm going to tell you that in my academy group, and I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but I'm going to mention it again if I didn't. In my academy group, one of the staffingpreneurs is working a full-time job. And they posted that they had their company that they're working for is ready to hire a staffing agency to fill some of their sales positions. And where were the sales staffingpreneurs at? And like nobody raised their hand. I was like, OMG, that's like sickening. So then I put this post out. I'm like, don't we have any sales staffingpreneurs out here? And I've come to realize that everyone comes in, or a lot of people come in or start thinking about their agency, and they want to do the same type of position as everyone else. It's like the common IT project managers, software developers, project managers. No offense to any of them. I'm just saying these are the typical registered nurses, physician's assistants, all the same. And here we've got a company that's saying, hey, we want to work with a staffing agency that solely focuses on sales. There were no staffingpreneurs there. There are hundreds of you guys that watch my videos. If you are interested in starting a niche recruitment and staffing agency business and you haven't chosen a niche, I would like to encourage you to think about the sales niche. There are many different types of sales positions that are out there. There are retail sales, there are IT sales, there are pharmaceutical sales. There's so many different types of sales jobs that can be very lucrative. I would just like to encourage you to check it out and see if it's something that you're interested in. If you've already started one and you want to be a part of that type of opportunity, connect with somebody that is in sales. Introduce them to Staffingpreneurs Academy and to the idea of them starting their own sales niche, and then you guys work together. Like, this is how, we can really create something dynamic for the industry. McKinsey put this article out in like 1992 or 97. I can't remember my dates. And they talked about this talent war, this war on talent, war for talent, this talent shortage. And, this is what everyone is talking about. And staffing companies, as they are right now, are valuable, but not as valuable as they used to be, because social media and the internet has really allowed anybody to go in and find people, right? So it's like, yes, I'm going to use the big agencies to help fill positions and volume, and so I don't have to work with a whole bunch of different people. But a lot of these agencies are still unable to deliver on the end product or to deliver quality end product, which is talent, right? So a lot of these companies, they get hundreds of resumes coming in. Has anybody asked the question why they don't fill the positions they have open with the hundreds of resumes that they have coming in? It's because those people aren't talent. Those people are workers. They already have workers. They don't need workers. They want talent. They want somebody that's passionate about the business. They want somebody that's going to get excited about what it is that they're doing. They're looking for talent. And niche recruitment and staffing agency businesses have the ability to find talent at a way greater pace than the larger agencies. When you're a one-man firm and you're focusing on one position, and it's a good one, now you have the ability to say, I place substitute teachers, the best ones. I am the one, and they can vouch for that, and they can be your referral. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but I want you guys to think beyond registered nurses. Think beyond, unless you're a registered nurse. If you're a registered nurse, then yes, Take full control over your niche recruitment and staffing agency business as a registered nurse. But if you don't know anything about nursing and you don't know anyone in nursing, let me go in. I might need to change my what's the name? Hold on one second. Let me try this. Hold on. I know where I left off. Hold on. And I know I'm over my time, but I want to, I just want to make sure I'm getting a better connection, because it looks like I'm not. Okay. If you really want to rock it out, you've got to look at this business as a true business. You're solving a problem. You're solving a talent shortage. You're solving the fact that they can't find the people that they're looking for, even though they're getting tons of resumes in there. You're solving the problem that maybe they haven't thought about the idea of allowing the staffing agency to provide training to get them ready for people that they want to bring in there, the same they would with schools. They haven't thought about the idea that, I can go on and on and on. There's so many different things you can do with your agency that can fill the need of this talent shortage. Like how much are you really thinking about, what this niche recruitment and staffing agency is and what it's doing and what's its purpose? That's the question, right? Y'all know I get real excited about this stuff, and I'm like very like, okay, so hold on. All right, I've got to go in a second. So I've got a 9:30 appointment. Hold on. Heidi, I'm currently working on a direct placement for a company to place a business process analyst. Congratulations. That is awesome, Christopher. This is my first placement in the pipeline of candidates that I didn't match the requirements of the candidate. Where should I go from here to find a candidate? That is great, great, great. Congratulations. How'd you get the client? I'm very interested in knowing. How did you connect with your client to fill this position? Pipeline of candidates. I didn't have the match. My candidates didn't. Did you ask them for referrals? That's the first place you go. Is you go to the current client candidates that you have in your ATS and you ask them, who do they know? Very first thing you do. Post the job. Before I even post, I ask who do they know. Then I post the job out there. Then I go in and I do a search. Where do these folks hang out at? Are there specific groups where they hang out at? Do they hang out in on particular Facebook groups, on LinkedIn groups? What forums, you've got to go and start digging in. What are they reading? You've got to go find out where they are, and you have to start your search process. Most recruiters start with LinkedIn to go and find and start relationships with candidates there. I don't typically start at LinkedIn first, but LinkedIn is a good resource to start with first. Congratulations on your placement. I noticed some sub companies just want a body in the classroom to fill in. How do I grow while only attracting the great talent I need to keep my brand on top? Well, no, you do have to still place workers, because workers still have a need, right? But the goal is to also find the talent, is to allow the workers to introduce the talent to you, and also to help grow your workers into talent, right? Those are the things that help you keep your brand on top. Hello, high five. Those are the things that help you keep your brand on top. Great question. When do you know you should hire additional help with the business? When you've reached, for me, it's a financial goal. Okay. It's a financial goal. It is, when you reach a certain level in finances, and you have to decide what that looks like to you. I like to tell my clients that when you can afford to pay for that employee 3 times over, right? So you can afford to pay for that employee 3 times over. You have a cushion. That's when you start to do that. Now you can have a shorter timeline or a shorter financial goal if you're going to outsource it to a subcontractor, right? If you're going to outsource it to someone really quickly. But if you're talking about a full-time employee, you want to be able to have enough to cover their salary and with in a worst case scenario, right? Worst case scenario. And I'm going to take this last question, and then we'll meet again next Wednesday. I've placed 2 C-level executives. My company is C-Suite Connections. I love this matchmaking. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all feel that energy right there. That's some good energy right there. I love that. Shout out, yes, to C-level, I'm sorry, C-Suite Connections. Get it right, D. Shout out to C-Suite Connections. I love that. Yes. How does your target list look? That's a question for next week. I love you made those 2 placements. And not only how does your target list look, but let me ask you, out of those 2 placements, what strategies or what strategy are you creating based on the relationships that you've now built with the C-level executives that you've placed? What are you doing with that connection? Just some food. You don't, nothing you've got to answer here. Food for thought as you're continuing to grow. It's just you're creating a web just in the people that you place. The follow-up is in the fortune. You guys hear me say that all the time. There's fortune in the follow-up. So what's your follow-up strategy now that they have been placed? How are you putting them into your web of strategy? Right? Okay. All right. All right, guys. My name is Dee Williams. I show professionals just like you how to start, grow, and maintain your very own niche recruitment and staffing agency business. If you felt that this video was helpful in any way, form, or fashion, do me a favor and thumbs up. If you can also comment below, let me know your thoughts. Ask your questions. I answer questions here on YouTube. I really like YouTube. Okay, I get to have fun. Also, do me a favor, subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and please share with a friend. Anyone that you know who has an entrepreneurial spirit at heart, that's looking to build their community, rebuild their community, that's looking to impact the recruitment and staffing industry, that's looking to change themselves from the inside out, their pockets, their legacy. Get fired up, have some fun with some other entrepreneurs that are passionate about doing the same thing. Share this video. Share this video. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Got a couple of videos coming out for you guys. Be on the lookout. Get ready to download some free stuff. Get ready to get involved, engaged. We build niche recruitment and staffing agency businesses. That's our passion. Thank you so much for being here. Super, super duper humbled. Y'all have a great evening.